my beautiful ones. Welcome to Soul Breathing. I'm Elle, and today I have a message for the collective. We are still, albeit just, in the new moon energy, today being 3 days post new moon. What new stuff is coming up for you since that moon came in? Because it was a powerful one. It was a really powerful one, and being in the sign of Taurus, I'm not surprised that one of the things that came through in the pre-meditation was balance. So let me know in the comments below if that's been a theme for you around this new moon. I'm just going to call in spirit. In the pre-shuffle and the meditation, the first thing that came out really strongly was celebration. Now, I don't know what that means. I did try and tune in, but nothing further wanted to come through. So that's going to be different because this is a collective read. It's going to be different for everybody. But also straight after that, I got the vision of gold coins. And so maybe the celebration is something to do with money, but it also came through that if you are asking spirit or your team for a sign, ask for that, because that's what they want to bring you at the moment. Quickly followed by road less traveled. So either you're about to set off on a journey, or what you're doing or about to do is something out of the ordinary. It's something that's going to be something that not very many people have done before, and therefore you are a trailblazer and you are taking the road that not many people have taken before you. So that's pretty exciting. And then I got find groove, meaning find your groove. So perhaps that's what the road less traveled is. Perhaps you are actually just starting to find your groove, and instead of shying away from your uniqueness, you're like, no, this is what I want to do. It doesn't matter if no one's done it before. Maybe you've been worried that it will fail, and so you haven't done it, but all of a sudden since this new moon has come, you've decided that no, it's time to take off on that road, and you're going to find your groove in it really, really quickly. Balance, as I said, came through, which is not surprising given the new moon was in Taurus, but we all should be seeking balance in life. And oftentimes we are out of balance because that's what life does to us. So this to me is a message just to slow down and make sure that you don't have too many plates spinning at once. Or if you do, that you're actually not giving too much attention to one plate in particular, because then obviously the rest are going to fall, or they're going to wobble, and then that's going to make you wobble. And so just this need for balance is coming through quite strongly. And so is sleep. So anyone out there that's been having sleepless nights because they're stressed about life, about money perhaps, hence the gold coins, but also maybe about this new path you're about to take. Spirit wants you to know that you are held and you are guided, and you do not need to worry. There's no need to worry. And sleep is really important, and if the sleep is out, you're going to be out of balance as well. So making sure that you are getting enough sleep. Try and get that really good quality sleep that comes around that from 10 till 12 at night, which most people are too busy on their screens just throwing their whole circadian rhythms out. So maybe take that into account as well, and try at least for a few nights out of your week to get to bed earlier and get some better quality sleep. And then I had a vision of chains, really, really heavy chains, like you've been dragging them around, and this new moon was the cycle breaker. this new moon was when you finally shed the chains that have been feeling you heavy and keeping you stuck, and perhaps that's why you're able to go on this road less traveled. But that's what came through, and let's see what Spirit wants to bring through in the cards, because it'll be interesting to see. Oftentimes it's just backs up what comes through beforehand. Interesting that the 3 decks that were guided to come out today, all blue in colour. So there's quite possibly something going on around your throat chakra and I'm wearing blue as well. So yeah, maybe something needing to be activated in that throat chakra energy, and your voice and being heard and not being afraid to speak your truth. So let's see if that comes through in these cards. I'm going to use the Moonology Oracle cards just to get just one card to see if the moon wants to still speak to us, even though it's 3 days in, the energy's still there. And when I was picking the card decks, this one definitely was the first one that wanted to come through. So there's clearly something that needs to come out of this one. So let's see what this new moon's bringing forward for us. Work through your fears. So we're just talking about that with the sleepless nights, and I do feel like that could have something to do with you not using your voice because you're afraid of what other people will think, and their judgments. And I do feel that part of this new moon was about you learning to let go of those stories. You know, perhaps there's a childhood wound there around being judged. Perhaps something happened to you when you were younger and all the kids laughed at you, or, you know, someone you care about said something about something you did and you took that on board, which is often what we do when we're young, and that then generates this wound inside of us that we tend to live from, and that's where a lot of our fears come from. And this is a new moon card as well, albeit new moon in Scorpio, but Scorpio is all about rebirth. So, you know, there's a side of you that needs to be shed and reborn under this new moon energy. So that's pretty cool. And even though I want to do a Celtic cross today with the traditional Rider-Waite, but the spirit animal deck wanted to come out too. So I wanted the moon energy, which also wanted to come out, but obviously there's something that the animals have to say to you as well. So let's find out what that is before we jump into the Celtic cross. I'd really love to know in the comments below, do you have a new moon ritual? Do you do any kind of ceremony around new moon or full moon for that matter? I know myself, I like to do a burn ceremony, do a bit of a release, and then really nut out what my intentions are on what I'm wanting to call in this new moon phase. And I feel like that's coming through at the moment as something that maybe you want to consider if you don't normally, but look into the possibility of incorporating that into your life. So let's see what animal wanted to give us a message today. 2. Okay, so not 1, but 2. And we have the lizard spirit. Dream the world into being. And that is a number 38, which breaks down to 11, which breaks down to a 2. 11's a master number if you want to leave it there. But this lizard is multicolored. There's a lot of green and a lot of orange here. So I'm feeling like heart and sacral chakra are needing some work as well. So I'm going to say that it would be really beneficial for you just to do a general chakra cleansing meditation right now. And that will help you come back into balance as well. So maybe that's what was coming through with the balance, that you need to balance your energy centers so that you can operate from a more balanced perspective. But dream the world into being, and perfect timing around a new moon, because that's when we set our intentions and when we try and manifest. I mean, not that we really try and manifest. Let's say we try and step into the energy of the things that we want to come into our lives. So now is the perfect time around new moons to do lots of visualizations around what it is you want to happen, what you want to be, what you want to do, and use this amazing time to dream. Don't play small. Go in hard on what it is you want to create in your life. And whales spirit. This has been coming through a lot lately. Even in some of the readers that I follow to tune in for myself, the whale spirits come out twice in the last week. So trust the great mystery. What a beautiful card. So this is 65, breaks down to number 4. The whales go to the depths, and they're not afraid to. They just trust, and they're very tuned in, whales. Very tuned in. So perhaps you need to incorporate some meditation into your life to help you tune in more, so that you can feel more centered in yourself in order to be able to not overthink, not control, and just trust. Trust that whatever you are trying to achieve in your life is possible, but also trust that when you set out on that road less traveled, that you are safe, protected, and guided. Beautiful cards. Okay, let's get into the Celtic cross. The whales travel long distances as well, so hence that's still coming back to that you're about to set out on some sort of journey. And don't be afraid. I do, that's also when I'm looking at this lizard spirit, you know, lizards are quite skittish, and if you go near one, it will just run straight away. So that's sort of tying in with this work through your fears card. Let go of the fears and just trust and believe. Dream big. Go big or go home. That's what they say, isn't it? I don't know if that's an Aussie thing, but it certainly sounds like one. Okay, well, that was quick. So, at the center of our read, we have you, the Hanged Man. Perhaps you've got Pisces in your chart. Wow, 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 wow. What's blocking you is the Chariot. What you consciously want to try and bring into your life is the King of Wands. What you unconsciously, wow, okay. The Three of Pentacles, that was reversed, but I'm not reading reversals today, but we will keep that in the back of our mind that did come out reversed, and I will see what else comes out, whether we need to read it that way or not. That's your unknown influence. Your recent past is the Hierophant. The Pope's come out to play. Mm. what's approaching you. Beautiful. This is the Ace of Wands. We love to see that. Your inner resources. You have the ability to walk away there. You have the ability to transform, do what you need to do, and you have the ability to set out on that road less traveled. Sorry, jumping ahead there. Alrighty. How other people see you. It's the Knight of Swords. Your hopes. Or fears. Seven of Swords. And our overall outcome. Whoa, excellent. Five of Wands. Okay. Okay. So let's get started at the center of our read, which is you. Hanged Man. So I feel like even though this is kind of like a rest and recover, I'm just going to sit back and do what I need to do to heal, to be able to strengthen my connection to my higher self, and take a pause, generally, is how we would view the Hanged Man. I'm actually reading, what's coming through for me is that you've been stuck. Like you have been feeling stuck. And you feel like you've been disconnected from your knowing. And it's been stopping you from making decisions and choices in life. Which then coming back to what I was talking about before with the inner child wounds. It's interesting too because the chains came up. So yeah, you've been carrying around something that's been holding you back, and what's crossing you, which is the challenge or the blockage, is the Chariot. So the Chariot is movement forward. It's coming out of Hanged Man mode and it's moving forward. But it's interesting because that's in your blockage position. So you haven't been doing this. You haven't been doing what you've been guided to do, and that's move forward. Move along that road and get going. And then what we're hoping to achieve is this confidence, this King of Wands, this I know what I want, I know what I need to do, and I'm going to do it. And I don't care if anyone gets in my way. I'm not going to hurt anybody, but I'm going to do what is right for me. So that's what you want to do. You want to get out of this stuckness and you want to move forward into this strength and power position. And what you don't know is influencing you is the Three of Pentacles. So there are people, I think your spirit team, are prompting you. You've got the help that you need, but you're just overthinking. You have a look here on this Hanged Man card. His crown is illuminated. You've just been overthinking. You have been stuck. You've placed yourself in this position because you've been in your head far too much and not listening to the guidance that your team are bringing. This is teamwork, this card. This is working together, and your spirit team are saying, we are here, we are trying to help you. Stop overthinking. Start listening. And interesting that the past influence was the Hierophant. Now I'm very drawn to the fact that there are two keys on the bottom of this card. I don't know why I'm actually drawn to those more now than I've ever been, I think, when I've looked at this card. But what that's saying to me is you've taken time in the past to sit and figure out what you believe is the key to your success. So you've been guided. This is the Pope. He's a higher power, and he has been guiding you, and you have been taking the time to try and tune into that, to find out what the key is in order to help you move forward. Get out of stuck mode. So that's what's been happening in your past, and what you don't see is coming is an opportunity. The Ace of Wands. This is Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It's offering you a brand new start. Do you see the leaves on that wand? It's sprouting already. So it's a new start that has growth potential. It's exactly what you need to help you get moving. So it's coming. It's definitely coming. And your inner resources or talents is your ability to shrug off and walk forward. You probably don't feel that way, and you probably don't even really know it, but you actually have the ability to leave behind what is not working for you. It's also, Eight of Cups is a moving forward energy. The same as the Chariot. So you've got two of the biggest moving forward cards that you can get in a reading. And if that's not a sign, that is definitely a sign. Especially when the pre-read came up with a road less traveled. So you need to know in this moment, and it's probably the biggest message that this reading has for you, is that you have the ability to do what you want to do in order to move forward in your life. The way other people view you is the Knight. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, this is another movement card, and the Knight of Swords is a fast-moving knight. Sometimes he doesn't think first and just jumps straight in and just charges forward. It's interesting that this is how other people view you. So perhaps you have already been making the moves to walk away, and you actually have been putting the plans in place to become this knight, and other people can see that in you, but you can't see it in yourself because you're so caught up in this overthinking Hanged Man energy that you don't see the progress that you have made. And you have made progress, because this Seven of Swords, which many people panic about because it's a lying, cheating, stealing energy. But in this reading, I'm certainly not reading it that way. And it's interesting because yellow in tarot is a positive, and this card is all yellow. And the way I'm reading this card in this reading today is that he's got his swords and he's walking away. He's leaving behind the energy that may have been lying, cheating, or stealing, deception. He knows and is very certain about the fact that he doesn't want this in his life anymore, and he's taking his swords and he's leaving. So for me, in this position, it's a positive thing. You are walking away from what no longer serves you, exactly like you should be, taking that road and leaving. And then our outcome, many people would stress about this as well, Five of Wands, but for me, again, with all the other cards in this reading, the outcome is you are overcoming your fears. You've had all this internal battle. This is not, I don't believe this is you battling other people. I believe this is you battling you. Coming back to the inner wounds, coming back to the overthinking, overthinking energy, and you're overcoming that. The outcome is that your internal battles are done. You are done fighting yourself on whether you should or shouldn't do something, and just deciding to move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward. Move, move, move. Get on that road and go. Just spirit that is screaming at you pretty much through this reading that it's time to stop overthinking, stop being caught in your fear energy, dream about, think about what it is you do want, and then trust that you are being guided. You are being supported. You are being helped in this journey to move forward from this and this energy. And it's happening. It's happening, and I feel like this new moon was a real catalyst for you to take the time to really think about what it was you want, and then realize, well, actually this is well within my grasp. I'm already moving forward. So far it hasn't been very fast, but it's about to take off. This is a takeoff. Let's go. I'm charging in. I'm going to go down that road and do exactly what my higher self is calling me to do, because I know that that's what I want to do. I've just been too scared to do it. I just want to get a clarification card on this Five of Wands. I do believe this is a positive thing. As I said, it's just you overcoming your fears, overcoming your inner dialogue that's been keeping you stuck. Let's get a clarification just for your peace of mind. Because a lot of people would see that in the outcome and go, oh no. This card on the bottom wants to stay out, so let's take that one. Judgment. Perfect clarification card. So you are following the call. The Archangel Michael is helping you to follow your purpose, follow your path, and stop overthinking. The guidance is there. You are so guided right now if you just take the time to listen. Wow, that's amazing. So we have here the Five of Wands being clarified by the Judgment. You're all good. You are all good. And the Archangel Michael and Hierophant showing up in the one reading. Love it. Absolutely love it. And so yes, I'm going to go back to the fact that this one did pop out reversed, but it's no. What's strongly coming through to me is this is your spirit team. They want to work with you. They're trying to work with you. The answers are there, and you know they are. I know that you know. So it's time to work together with your spirit team. You're not alone. You are never, ever alone. Wow. So to sum up, it's time to let go of the fears. Get out of your head and visualize. Know that you can create anything you want to create in your life. And then just trust. Just trust. But also, it's time to get moving. Get on that road. Do that thing. Whatever that thing is for you that you've been putting off or too worried about doing because you don't want to fail or you might be judged, it's time to just go, no, I'm blowing that off now. None of that has a place in my life if I want to achieve what I want to achieve. And I have the control to achieve whatever I want to achieve in my life. And yes, you do. Beautiful reading. Thank you so much for being here with me again today. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you like my content, and just leave me a comment down below with a car if you are one of the people that is ready to jump in the car and drive down that road less traveled. Love you all.